Welcome back to Seller Sessions. I am your host today, Sharon Evan, and in today's podcast slash video, we're going to be speaking about something I've actually spoken about in the past in different videos and podcasts on Seller Sessions and also different videos on my YouTube channel. And it's how I use Facebook groups around my niches, around my buyer avatars, around the categories that I sell in. How I use Facebook groups in order to help me either get product ideas, launch products, or get brand awareness, or survey the buyer, the people in there and ask questions and run polls. So last week on the podcast, I shared with you guys how I recently launched a brand and there were 3 products launched at the same time. 2 products sold out and 1 is not selling as well. And I am pretty sure that I know why, and I'm getting 3D renders to help fix the problem. You can go listen to that podcast to if you don't know what I'm talking about. But on top of that, I also, because I turned down PPC quite a lot until I fixed the listing, I did want to see how, I can start getting a little bit more sales. Now, it's not that the product's not selling at all. It's just not selling, half of what I expected for it to sell. So it was on May 16th. So I'm filming this on May 19th. So 3 days ago, I was sitting down and I made a list of all the different Facebook groups that I'm a part of that, or have been a part of for a long time, that have something to do with the niche in which we've launched in. And I made a plan of how I'm going to make different types of posts in different groups, and basically show the product, and hopefully people would ask, where we got it from, and then in there I would put the link. I've done this just before, so I already know that if you put the link straight away, it can cause a problem. So let me stop for a second and explain. So on the screen right now, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'll just explain to you what you're looking at. You don't necessarily have to find the video or anything, but what I have is a Facebook post that I posted inside of a group with 90,000 members in it. And there's an image of myself sitting with the product. The product's obviously blurred out. And you can see that I have written something. I did take it out so you can't see what I said exactly. And you can also see that I've added a link to the product. It has 157 likes, 10 comments, and 11 shares, which I think is pretty good for considering I only put this 3 days ago. So one lady commented, "Where did you get it from?" Another wrote, "I just added it to my Amazon wish list." Another one said, "I love it." Another one put a smiling love emoji. Another one said, "Adorable." Another one said, "I need this." Another one said, "That's gorgeous." So what I want you guys to take from this is, I did put an Amazon attribution link. I changed the link just yesterday. So only yesterday it had something like 52 clicks, and there was only one add to cart basically, but I only added it yesterday. But that's not the point. The point was that at the end of the day, I'm getting brand awareness for this product by putting this in many different Facebook groups, and specifically in the last 2 days, sales did go up. So I'm not saying that the sales went up because of this post. Okay, it may have nothing to do with this post. I don't have proof that it was from this post, but the fact that I have put this specific product, and by the way, the Facebook group that I chose to make this post in isn't 100% relevant to the niche. It's like 60% relevant to the niche. And there are other Facebook groups that I also posted in it. And I will say that some of them didn't allow it to go through the post, because maybe I didn't do a good job of being as careful of not sounding like the seller. So when you're in these Facebook groups, let's just say that you're selling a camping product and you're in many different camping, Facebook groups. First of all, you need to make sure that it's not necessarily the same people in the same group. Otherwise, you just look like you're actually the seller. Second of all, you can be the seller and post as the seller if it makes sense for that group. Hey guys, I recently launched this product and I'd absolutely, love for you guys to have a look at it or whatever. There's many different things that you can say. I've not done that myself a lot. It depends on the group and it depends on the product. But most of the time the admin won't let that go through because they want, usually something. So you'd have to reach out to the admin. But if you're posting it as an actual buyer, so hey, let's just say I sell a camping product. Let's just, for the sake of this example, say I sell a tent, and I obviously don't, but I'm just using an example. And let's just say that I was like, hey, I recently just bought this tent and ABCD, this is like why I love it. And I put a photo of myself with it. And then someone always asks, where did you get it from? And then I can put a link there. No admin is going to really think that you're the seller of that. And they usually let that go through. I've never had a post like that taken down. Here specifically, I didn't have this post taken down either. I did say I put it in a few different groups. And there were, I think it was 2 that didn't let it go through. And then I sort of changed the way that I was wording it in different groups. Now, why am I sharing this with you guys? I don't know if I got any sales from this. I'm pretty sure that I did, but I don't have proof. So let's just say I'm not 100% sure, but I did get some sort of brand awareness. It did get 11 shares. Okay. And that's exactly what I want. I want the product to get out there. I want more people to know about it, and I want the relevant people to know about it, not just only on Amazon. So I encourage you guys to do things that are similar to this wherever your buyer avatars hang out. So if they hang out on Reddit, do it on Reddit. If they hang out in, certain types of forums, do it in the forums. If they hang out in Facebook groups, do it in the Facebook groups. You do need to be strategic about the way that you do it. I specifically don't do it as a seller. I do it as a buyer, basically, that's excited about the product that I just found and I just used. And I have seen great results in the facts of getting the likes, the shares, the comments. And I do, there are other, one of my beauty brands, I'm in many different Facebook groups, and that brand specifically, I know that the minute that people start talking about our or products similar to ours, and then we have people that go in and basically comment with links to our products, I know that there has been a boost in sales because that's exact correlation from when that's happened. Especially also when we talk about social media worthy products, especially, for example, if your product could somehow go viral on TikTok and things like that. Now, so although I'm not talking about that in this podcast, what I'm talking about is, how you can use Facebook groups specifically to create posts about your product and get people excited about it and hopefully also buy it. And again, this was only 2 or 3 days ago that I posted this. And I will say that I did already see an increase in sales. So I don't know, again, if it's from this or not. It could have been nothing to do with it. And I did only update the link of the Amazon attribution, I think it was yesterday. So I already did see that it got a lot of clicks, but I didn't see that it had any sales yet. So I don't know if it worked or not, but for me, it worked enough for the fact that I got those shares, I got those likes, I got people talking about it. And hopefully that will then get the product to other people and to other people, etc. And this was one group, and this is free, right? You don't need to pay for this. It's free. And this is only one group. It depends on your niche. It depends on your product. But, you sometimes can find 20 groups that are relevant. Sometimes you can find hundreds. Sometimes you find smaller groups. Like, it really does depend. But if you're not doing this and you can do this, I would encourage you to look into this. Now, I did make a post about this on my Instagram, and someone did ask me, do you usually do this as the seller or like of just a typical buyer? So I do have what I would call a burner Facebook account of where around each niche of where I am in different types of Facebook groups, and I will, if I see someone saying, hey, I need, or can I get any recommendations or something like that on this specific product, I will go in from that Facebook group and I will put a link to our products and say, hey, I've recently used this, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's not like the most kosher thing to do, but I do it straight up about it. It's not like a black hat tactic. It's not something that can, get you kicked off Amazon or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with Amazon. You may not even put your Amazon link. You can put your own website link. Many, many, many people do this in different ways. So that's what I would usually do. Here I use my actual, my own account, the Sharon Evan Facebook account, to do it. They could possibly click on me and see that I sell on Amazon, although I highly doubt anyone really had time to think about doing that. It's up to you how you do it. You can do it from your account. You can, not trust anyone and do it from a different account. It doesn't matter. But 90% of the time, I don't do it as a seller. I do it as a buyer. So again, because some people may be listening to this on the podcast, this was in a group of 90,000 members. I got 157 likes, 10 comments, 11 shares. Don't know yet how many sales came through this specifically. I did see an increase of sales in the last couple of days, more than, there has been to date. So I do believe that this had something to do with it. But even if it didn't, just that brand awareness is enough for me. People did write here, I need this. They did write here, they've added it to their Amazon wish list, etc. And yeah, so that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. 95% of the stuff I let's just say teach or talk about, I actually do myself. And I just wanted you guys to see what it can look like when you do something like this. I hope it helps someone. I hope it gets you guys thinking. Something that you can do if you have a VA, you can get your VA to make an Excel sheet with a whole bunch of different Facebook groups or whatever, wherever your buyer avatars hang out. Let's just say Facebook groups that your buyer avatars could hang out, or different category related groups to your niche, etc. So if you sell a dog product, you may be in different pet groups, but you also may be in specific dog groups, and then you also may be in the specific dog breeds groups. And you could, and then you could have hundreds of groups to do this in. Again, you need to be careful that you don't look like you're spamming, because if you're doing it from the same account, from the same person, and 100 groups, and many people are in all those groups, you'll look like you're spamming. So you do need to build up a strategy, which I already have myself for this. And then you can get your VA basically to do this for you if this isn't something that you have time to do. This probably may not make sense to, people who are already selling really, really, really well, and they don't have time to do this because they're making, 10,000 sales a day of units, etc. But for people in the situation that I was in with this, which was, hey, this product that I launched isn't doing as well as I hoped it would. A little bit frustrating, and I'm waiting for the new renders to come in. I really want to start getting sales to move more and more and more. Let's try all the different tactics that I've already been doing for years. Let's try and do them now. And that's kind of how, I came about doing this specifically. There are other groups that I did this in. This is the one that I had time to go in and basically hide I didn't want to make a million different, screenshots of this and have to hide it, etc. It all takes time. All right, so I hope this helps someone. I hope you learned something new. I hope you actually go and use this, because it's a great little trick that I've been doing for a long time, and I think that it's still extremely relevant, and it just proves how social media worthy products can really help to also boost. This is one group, and this could have easily gone viral if I would have done this in hundreds of groups, which I can. I just haven't had the time to do it yet, but I will. Not hundreds, but you know what I mean. All right. I'll see you all next week. Isabella will be back on Monday. Danny will be back on Tuesday, and I'll see you all next Thursday.